Hi, this is Vince at Discounting Board Marine. We're going to show you how to fix a leak on the control valve of a velvet drive transmission. You can do it with a basic set of tools. You're going to need a 1/2 inch socket and a 7/16 inch socket. Sometimes they're a little tight, a wrench comes in handy. And the first thing we're going to do is remove this handle. And when you do that, you have to be a little careful. There's a ball and spring behind here. You don't want to lose that ball and spring. And then we're going to take this plate off. There's 3 bolts that hold it on. The whole plate comes off. And then we're going to push this control valve, which runs the full width of the transmission, out that way. And we'll go ahead and do that and show you what it looks like on the inside. Once I get the nut off. We got the nut off. Now we're going to pull that off. Here's the little ball I'm talking about. And behind that little ball, that's what you want to be careful about. There is a spring in there. It's compressed right now, you can't see it. So, ball and spring. Then you come over to this side with the 7/16 inch socket. And you pull these 3 bolts, and we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, we've got all our 3 bolts out. We're going to pull this off, and if you notice, the neutral safety switch is at the 12 o'clock position. You want to make sure when you put this back together again, the neutral safety switch is at the 12 o'clock position. When you pull this off, there's the gasket, and there's a little cam inside. This is the cam. There's a little notch right here, and that cam will go in the notch. And it's real easy to index all this stuff when you put it back together again, but you can kind of take note that the notch is about at the 5 o'clock position when you put it all back together again. So now we're going to take and push the control valve out, and sometimes you need a little persuasion. Inside this control valve, there's a little clip and a little cap. That's your pressure regulator. And sometimes if your transmission doesn't shift right, you can already see that there's some dirt and stuff on that nice smooth piece of the control valve. Any little dirt or debris gets in this control valve, it'll affect shipping. And you can see there's been water in this thing. There's some rust and corrosion. This is the O-ring. This is what causes these to leak. So you want to remove the O-ring and then put the new O-ring on, slide it back in like that. Take your gasket, your new gasket, and that's going to go on here. You want to make sure that you're at the 12 o'clock position. Put your little cam in, new gasket, and 12 o'clock position. Put your screws back in. Come back to this side. You're going to put your little ball in place. And if you're like me, you probably spent an hour, hour and a half looking for that little ball after it popped off and went in the bilge of the boat, but it's not that hard to do. And then you want to put your shift lever back on. And it is indexed, so it can only go on one way. And then you're going to put your washer, lock washer, and nut back on. This is a real common place for these transmissions to develop a leak, and it usually will only take about 20 minutes to do the whole job, and you're done and your leak is fixed. If you have any questions or we can help with anything, please let us know. Again, I'm Vince at Discounting Board Marine. Our number here, 803-345-0996, extension 3. And we would like to thank you for your time today, and let us know if you have any questions. Thank you.